Alien Country is a love story. It's not your typical love story.
Oh, so it's my fault now, huh?
No, look, I'm just saying that it takes two to tango.
While Rennie and I were writing Alien Country, we started to adopt this really unique thought. Romantic comedies or romance movies always were about a couple that falls in love. And there is a very specific formula that almost gets annoyingly redundant when it comes to romance movies.
You wanna write a script?
A lot of that gets shot in our backyard here in Utah. There's a lot of romance movies that come through, these kind of TV movies that come through. Rennie had been in a bunch, and we kind of had this thought one day.
Any old idiot can fall in love. It takes a real professional to stay in love. That's where this story really started to take shape.
And that became a big light bulb moment for Alien Country, which is a different kind of love story.
So we are pretty stoked. It's Memorial Day weekend, and as you may know, we've been writing and rewriting our script. We got through
pretty much just like script doctoring. Whoa! That was a rattlesnake in the road.
What?
Did you see it?
No!
Oh boy. Oh boy. I thought at first it was just a piece of paper, but I was like, nope, it was.
I definitely did not see it.
Writing Everly was, gosh, shoot, I'm gonna cry. It was so important to write Everly as a character that I cared about. And actually, I remember Boston asking me one day, like, what would be your dream role? What would be your dream character? And, you know, I got to do fun things like make her a singer. I do sing in real life. I was like, I would love to sing in a movie. So we did it. Evening, folks. This is an original.
Awesome, and one last time.
I was able to write really a dream character in a way. I wanted her to be smart, I wanted her to be funny, really sassy, edgy.
Spelled the comic chameleon.
But I also wanted her to be facing real problems that a lot of women face these days.
So in a traditional romantic comedy, you have a scene that's called the meet cute. They meet each other for the first time, and sometimes it's awkward, sometimes it's angry. They have this connection, but he's gonna bulldoze my cookie shop because he's part of this big corporate people from the city, and I've gotta teach him a lesson. Anyway, there's always a meet cute. But we were talking about this small town, and one thing that happens in a small town is you grow up with the people who are your age, you go to school, you spend time, and so Jimmy and Everly were these two characters that ultimately, they grew up knowing each other. We said, well, what if this couple, they kind of met in high school, they were high school sweethearts, but they never really committed to being a couple, ultimately because she never saw herself spending the rest of her life in her small town, and Jimmy kind of just assumed that's what would happen. And they didn't know that was their problem. And so we were thinking, well, what would be the great meet cute for them? Obviously, if they were forced into the next phase of their relationship, which is starting a family, and they didn't call that. So they get pregnant without planning it, and we're like, that is a great meet cute for a couple that's already been in love for a long time.
It's dark here? I thought tonight that we... Okay, hold on.
And cut! How's it going?
We're doing it. Everly embodies some of my deepest fears, which is facing motherhood. Honestly, there's a scene that I love where I'm sitting next to the bed with Jimmy's character, and we're basically apologizing to each other, spoiler if you haven't watched it yet, for not communicating, for being scared about the future. And I have always been scared of motherhood, and now that I am a mother, I'm like, why? I really, as a person, wanted to have a meaningful career. I wanted to create a character who's strong. This is a real struggle that a lot of women face. It's like, can you have a career? Can you have a family? Can you do both?
And I think that what was really important to me and Rennie at the time we're writing this is we were married about 4 or 5 years, and there are things that we were starting to learn about how to communicate better. I needed to understand what really being there to support Rennie and her dreams means. Really, for me, I wanted to give Rennie a chance to play a character in a movie that was her dream role, right? That's what she wanted to do. And so Jimmy and Everly absolutely became this incarnation of Rennie and my relationship.
As an actress, you don't always get to play the characters you want to play. There's so many more brilliant, strong female leads these days, but they don't always come across to me. So I had to create her, you know, and I was really grateful that I could.
I think Everly kind of took on this persona of someone who just charges ahead and doesn't ask permission and goes and does something without, communicating that she wants or needs help in that. And that's kind of a common thing that I think a lot of men and women struggle with. It's certainly something that I have, where it's that I can't perceive what it is that she needs from me. I'm not paying attention. I don't have this really keen sense of like, oh, she might be saying something, but what she really needs, and being able to unpack that. That was something that I thought was a really common struggle. And so, that became essentially the backbone of this story.
Sometimes we've gotten reviews where it's like, oh, it's a little hard to watch this couple because they're always fighting, and it's like, yeah, well, that's what couples do sometimes. And I think actually a lot of people resonate watching this couple because it seems so real. They're like, wow, they're really getting into it, Anyway, at the end of the day, Everly figures out that both are important to her, and somehow with the support of Jimmy, she can move forward and have both her dreams, have a family and have a career.
How just amazing is it to get to work with me all the time?
It's so awesome working with Boston day in and day out. Actually, Boston and I are really good at working together. We don't really know the difference of not working together. We started a YouTube channel back in a long time ago. So we've worked together for, 14 years now. And I will say Alien Country has tried us through and through more than once. It's been a very difficult ride, but anything is possible with a little bit of communication skills and some therapy and just love and a sense of humor.
Yeah, you don't even have to make movies together to go to therapy. You can just go to therapy.
You just therapy's a good thing for everybody.
It's funny because a lot of critics will watch the film and they'll be like, just a popcorn movie. And then some people go, it's a popcorn movie, but it's surprisingly deep. And it's nice to know in those instances that those basic things that we're trying to put in there and we're sugarcoating with creatures and jokes, that core essential part of the story, that was the first part of the story.
It's been a chapter. I think we figured out that we've been working on this movie really proactively for half of our marriage, and we've been dreaming about the movie since the time we've gotten together. So a little bit crazy.
And I think it's also important to remember that when we were first writing Alien Country, the aliens weren't part of it. It was always going to be about this couple. It was always going to be about Jimmy and Everly. And so everything else that came and went, the action sequences, but all of the things that are in there were set dressing, for this essentially human story and this, what we like to call, different kind of love story.
Hey everybody, if you liked that video and want to support us directly as creators, go to aliencountry.com to purchase the special edition of our movie, Alien Country.
And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to check out the 15-minute extended version that's available for free on our Patreon community, Indie Film Crew. We'll see you in the next one.